Those who work for the courts are often targeted, and someone casing the building could be seen as a red flag. Others are required by law not to allow their faces to be recorded and uploaded on the internet, which is difficult to control if they are recorded without their consent.
Okay. Now, what about Deputy Barbaro? What could have been, do you know what was suspicious prior to him approaching her?
He observed her out there for some time, videotaping the front of the building.
What was suspicious about that?
He called for a supervisor.
What was suspicious about that?
I don't know.
If she hadn't asserted her rights, well, let me ask it this way. If she would have complied with your initial demand outside of the courthouse to identify herself, what would you have done?
We would have done our report and let her go.
So you would have written down her ID, maybe taken a photo of it or something? Once you have her identification, you would have let her be on her way?
Yes.
Would you have allowed her to keep recording?
Yeah. To keep recording?
Yeah.
We would have asked her to move to another area away from the open doors.
She was by the open doors?
Yes.
She was blocking the doorway?
I didn't say she was blocking, I said she was by the doors.
Why would you have asked her to move?
Because we don't know if she's videotaping people inside the building or the security posts.
What's the difference? Who cares what she's recording? People, security posts. If you can see it from outside, why can't you record it?
I don't know.
You can, under
Okay.
the First Amendment, can't you?
Yes.
And that's what she was doing, right?
Correct.
All right, I don't have anything further for this witness.
Okay, so you said that under the First Amendment, you could videotape the outside of the building, correct?
Correct.
But there's a judicial order that prevents the taping of the inside of the building, correct?
Correct.
And where you observed Ms. Bergquist videotaping, she could see inside the building?
Correct.
Okay. So that's the functional equivalent of taping the inside of the building, correct?
Section 4.
Correct.
And and when you're looking at her, when you're walking out, when you first see her videotaping, you don't know exactly what she can see, correct?
Correct.
You just know that she's taping the entranceway to this building, correct?
Section 4.
Correct.
And what was the reason that you approached her at that time?
Deputy Barbaro had called for a supervisor. I was the only one available.
And you wanted to investigate why she was taking these photos?
Correct.
And she refused to tell you, correct?
Correct.
And she refused to give any identification?
Correct.
Did that concern you?
We have to do reports, and so yes, it concerned me that there may be videotape of something that could come out later on or with a court case, and we don't have a report on it. Yes, that concerned me.
And there were potential security concerns that you had with her taping the entrance to this courthouse?
Section 4.
Correct.
What were those concerns?
Well, we're responsible for the safety of all the people that are in this building. We have domestic violence cases, we have trials, we have jurors, we have witnesses. So there's a lot of people that come in and out of this building that, if videotaped, could be dangerous to them.
And when we were discussing this earlier, when plaintiff's counsel was asking you about this earlier, you had said that when she refused to answer your questions, she was obstructing. Is that correct?
Correct.
And what did you mean by that?
She was preventing us from investigating what was going on and doing a report on it.
Milazzo sounds more sure of himself, but it doesn't make up for his hesitancy and lack of knowledge throughout the rest of the deposition.
And you testified earlier that she was only detained at this point, right?
Correct.
And throughout this incident, to your understanding, she was only detained for the purposes of investigation.
Correct.
And had she simply given you her identification or identified herself, you would have released her?
Correct.
Nothing further from me.
I have a couple of very brief follow-up questions. The thing that you told her you thought she was violating was policy 172, suspicious activity reporting, or was it a judicial order?
Judicial order.
Okay, and the judicial order was something that was put in place by Honorable Timothy C. Evans, Chief Judge, right?
Once we got a copy of it, yes.
Right, and I'm going to hand you that. It's been marked as Exhibit 4. I'm also going to hand you my highlighter again. I'm going to ask you to highlight, please, the portion of this that you felt she was violating.
Okay, again, we did not have this at the time. It took a while to get this.
Right, but this is the order that you arrested her, that you detained her based on, right?
We based it on what we thought this meant, yes.
Okay, so tell me what part of that you thought she was violating.
Again, I did not have this in front of me to look at it at the time.
If you leave it blank, that's fine. But if there's something there that you feel was the reason that you detained her, please highlight it.
Okay, this is... I've never even actually seen this order.
Is that the order?
This is not the videotaping and camera order. There's another one that they put out. I've never seen that one before.
Okay, so it's not Exhibit 4. Now I'm going to hand you Exhibit 5. This is a 3-page document. Is that the order?
Correct. This is the order they sent us after the fact.
Okay, is this the order that you were relying on when you detained her?
No, I didn't have a copy of this order
But you mentioned it in order, didn't you?
because we knew that there was an order out there. I did not have a copy of it.
And you had no idea what that order said?
From past experience, it was that there was no recording in and around the building.
Okay, so that's the way you were trained.
Yes,
Way back from after 2001.
correct.
After 9/11, you were trained by you said by Chief Jackson. No, by Chief
Beavers.
Beavers, by Robert Beavers. You were told by Robert Beavers that what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to detain people for taking pictures outside of the courthouse.
Yes.
And you had never seen the actual order at the time that you placed
No.
Miss Berquist in detainment.
No.
All right, I don't have anything further.
I mean, I'd like to follow up and just clarify what you mean when you say detain. When you say that you were going to detain someone for videotaping, what do you mean by that?
Well, when we detain somebody for any type of investigation, we basically take them, handcuff them for officer safety until our investigation is concluded, whether or not charges will be filed.
Okay, I don't have any follow-up.
Okay, we're going off the record at 1:15 p.m. This concludes today's testimony by Lieutenant Donald Milazzo. The total media units was 1 and will be retained by Veritext.